A Turkish delegation has landed in Tripoli to embark on a series of meetings with Sarraj. Now, if this delegation had only consisted of the foreign minister, Çavuşoğlu, then we would have said that these meetings are about the conflict or about the prospect of talks or the prospect of negotiations. However, the presence of 3 Turkish heavyweights suggests that this meeting has something to do with more than the conflict and more than the prospect of talks and negotiations. These 3 heavyweights are Berat al-Bayrak, the son-in-law of the Turkish president, Ibrahim Kalin, one of the most senior advisors in the Turkish administration, and Hakan Fidan, who is the head of intelligence. In other words, this meeting, the presence of these heavyweights, suggests that this meeting is about ironing out the dynamics and the parameters of this new relationship between Libya and Turkey. In other words, to put it more bluntly, it's about Turkey saying to Libya exactly what it expects from Libya and accelerating the process of compensation or rewards for bailing out the GNA that, but for Turkish intervention, would have collapsed in the face of Haftar, who is backed by the UAE, backed by France, backed by Egypt, and backed to some degree by Russia. To put it more simply, Turkey, this delegation, it's likely that they are saying to Sarraj, we want an acceleration of Turkish control of Al-Watia air base, Turkish control of a naval base in Misrata, Turkish access to Libya's oil resources, and exchange and access to infrastructure projects and the general Libyan economy. And there's a reason why Turkey is insistent on accelerating this process and why it's not leaving anything to chance. And that is because despite the touting of Turkish analysts that Al-Watia will be under Turkish control and that there will be a Misrata naval base, statements coming out of the GNA have been about, we are in discussions, we are thinking about it, we are looking at it and seeing where we can go with this. In other words, it appears as if the GNA are dragging their feet. And there is a precedent which allows Turkey to have legitimate concerns over to what extent GNA will reward Turkey. France in 2011 ousted Gaddafi. France intervened to oust Gaddafi, and many will argue that but for the NATO intervention, Gaddafi would not have fallen. France expected rewards from the new administration in Tripoli, but the new administration in Tripoli believed that they are the ones, it was their efforts that ousted Gaddafi, and they did not owe anybody anything. They did not need to give rewards to France. And France essentially came away empty-handed and decided to jump ship and decided to enter into an alliance with Haftar. It appears that Turkey is not prepared to make the same mistake. It's not prepared to allow the GNA to believe that they have enough independence to essentially not give Turkey what it's due or what it's owed, call it what you wish. And this is why we see this high-level delegation talking to Sarraj.